Yo, what's up, guys? DFS Dudes here to give you my GPP Core Plays for Wednesday, November the 7th. Before we get into it, please click the subscribe button below if you've not done so already. This way you do not miss any of our NFL, NBA, or MLB content. We will again roll out the contest till we get there. 25 likes on the video. We'll give away the free VIP membership, which includes complete access to our optimizer, all of our content, player pools, player rankings, cash game lineup for both FanDuel and DraftKings 7 days a week, 6 of those days, Monday through Saturday for the NBA, and Sunday for the main slate on FanDuel for NFL. So, hey, let's get into tonight's core. The first place I'm going to start, by the way, this is a new feature on our within our optimizer tool. It's a starting lineups page. The data that is coming into it is based on the player's last 5 games. That's one of the tools that's helped me over the years to be a successful player in NBA, is taking a look at what they're producing over their previous 5 games and how that equates to their current price, and if they're overvalued or undervalued or overpriced or underpriced. So there's going to be a couple pieces of this core that are going to be from this particular game. The first piece of the core that we'll get to, and we'll build them in here on FanDuel, is Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose has been very efficient for us. A lot of turmoil going on in Minnesota, well-documented things going on there with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler calling out Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns playing like a little girl for the first few games of the season. Has not played, he's played better of late. Jimmy Butler rests, doesn't rest, says he's going to do whatever he wants to do, doesn't want to be there. But Derrick Rose has really been the beneficiary of that situation. So we'll plug Derrick Rose in at 5,500. He can easily achieve 5,500 with Jeff Teague out tonight. 5,500, he can easily achieve the 6x plus that we need. We've seen him score as many as 50 regular points in one game in a starting role. So I look for Rose to get the start tonight. And even if he doesn't, even if Tyus Jones is to start, Derrick Rose is going to be the guy. Derrick Rose is the bulldog here, right? He's the guy that's kind of flying under the radar, avoiding all the drama, and just wants to kind of play basketball, which is kind of weird, given that, there's been some controversy around Rose himself back in his Chicago days. So Derrick Rose seems to be the biggest beneficiary here. I think he'll be relatively chalky. It's a good, cheap way to get exposure to this Minnesota and Los Angeles Laker game tonight. That'll be the first piece to our core. Second piece to the core, we'll take a look at Dennis Schroeder. With Russell Westbrook not playing tonight, he becomes almost a free square. Price jumps up based on Westbrook not being out pretty much. He was down in the $5,200 price range. Now he's up to $6,400. And that's just, picking up the anticipation of how owned he will be in the spot. But nonetheless, no matter how owned he's going to be tonight, he's a tremendous play. Cleveland's not very good. We all know that. And Dennis Schroeder is going to get a huge usage bump in this game with Westbrook not playing. So, again, another guy at 6,400. He can get you the 6X we need, the 6X plus we need. Good upside play. Almost another free square. He'll be extremely high owned in cash games for sure, and in tournaments, rightfully so as well. He'll be extremely high owned. Small forward position. I was gonna plug in Herder here again if the news came out that Prince was not going to go, and then the news actually broke that Prince was going to play tonight and Herder was going to miss the game for personal reasons. We'll look to load Herder up down the road. In Herder's place, there's news about Rudy Gay. He's out with an illness. They're also going to be without Pau Gasol was the other guy. So Pau Gasol and Rudy Gay not playing tonight. I'm going to load up David Bertans here, $3,500 pump play. Streamlined pick here, really, because this is a guy that in chalk spots seems to bust, and in spots where he's not chalk, he seems to come out of nowhere and get you 10x from time to time. So I'm not looking to get anything out of Bertans tonight, to be completely honest with you. I'm loading Bertans up for salary relief and a pump play. If he's my low score that gets thrown away, great. I could care less. But the number one reason I'm loading up Bertans is he's going to start. He's going to get some extended run. Depending on how the game flow goes in this one, they could go small and throw both Patty Mills and Brian Forbes in a lineup with Rudy Gay, LaMarcus Aldridge. Dante Cunningham could see some run here as well. But Bertans is a guy that I'm going to load in at minimum price, $3,500, most likely starting. He's the guy I'll load in here for salary relief. And, if he gets me 10x, great. If not, I have no problem with taking him in this spot, in the starting spot at minimum value as my salary relief and pump play tonight. So we'll move on. Same game. I'm going to load up LaMarcus Aldridge at $8,000. I think it's a very, very, very fair price for Aldridge. Recent history alone, Aldridge has had some really good games, and this is a good spot for him. The Heat, waiting on this news here for Whiteside to see what's going to break with him. He is expected to play according to what RotoWire has here. So, for me, you have to take a look at what San Antonio has and why I like this spot. Whiteside, a guy, huge tendency to get in foul trouble. But, no Pau Gasol, and Pau Gasol's playing 20 minutes a game, so he's a rotational player, right? You could really look, if you didn't like the Bertans play, the guy that could come out of nowhere tonight for San Antonio and have a decent game because he's from the Eastern Conference, familiarity with Miami Heat and Hassan Whiteside, et cetera, would be Pirtle. We've seen Pirtle be able to go off in spots as well when he was in Toronto. So if you don't like the Bertans play, feel free to streamline Pirtle as your center pump play, or make a different lineup and swap out Bertans, for somebody else at small forward and then punt with Pirtle. But they don't have a center, so that's why I'm going to load up LaMarcus Aldridge. He is their center. And like I said, if they go small, you can look for a lineup that's got to some extent, some makeup of a Marco Bellinelli, a Patty Mills, a Brian Forbes, DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge will get a lot of opportunity tonight. He'll get a lot of rebound opportunity. I think, at the end of the day, I think that Aldridge could end up being somewhat chalky as well. So that's the fourth piece to this puzzle tonight. And then the fifth piece, I'm going to avoid everything that my gut tells me on this one. It's been telling me in the past, because I've been dead wrong on this guy. He's just produced 30-point to 35 to 40-point fantasy points game after game after game this season. He seems to be a fit with LeBron and that cast of characters that they have on the Lakers roster. JaVale McGee will be the fifth piece I'll load in here. So 7,500 for McGee. Another way we're going to get exposure to this Minnesota Laker game, the last game on the slate. That leaves you with 72-75, and there's a ton of things that you can do around this core tonight if you want to get exposure to another big spot. You could definitely fit LeBron James in this. You could definitely fit a Kyle Lowry if you think he goes off again in against Sacramento. I personally think that game blows out, especially if Kawhi plays. But a big slate, there's a ton of other spots that you could get exposure to some big pieces. You can pair up Aldridge and Blake Griffin. There's just a ton of things you can do here with this lineup. So all the freedom in the world to spend up. And then there's remaining value on the board today to get you a couple of bigger pieces if you choose to go that route. So 72-75 is what you're left with. I'll be back tomorrow with my core plays. We'll check in on how this core did. Hopefully it's a great night for everybody. It's a bounce back night. Last night was a terrible night with this core. So I'm looking for a bounce back night. We don't like to stay on the losing side of it. So let's keep it cashing. Good luck to everybody. And we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of our core plays. Peace out.